Yes, we can put our hands together for that. Thank you. And since we are in Nairobi County, we don't want to be kicked out of Nairobi County, so allow me at this point to invite the Governor, Honorable Johnson Sakaja, to come and make some few remarks. Tumpigie makofi tafadhali akija. Karibu, Governor Sachs. Karibu.
I have no chance of kicking anybody out when the President is around. But remember, he won't always be here. Your Excellency, our President and Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, Cabinet Secretaries, our investors, the General Manager of JW Marriott, Ibn Nail, and the Vice President, I think, of Africa, of JW Marriott, Chairman of AVIC, ladies and gentlemen, it's a real pleasure to be your host tonight here in Nairobi. When the video was playing, the Cabinet Secretary sitting next to me nudged me and said, "That is in your city." And indeed, it is in our city. We're proud of what you've been able to do in Nairobi. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that the JW Marriott has chosen to open this hotel, which we've been told is their best on the continent, is proof of the enduring attraction of the city of Nairobi. Just recently, Lonely Planet rated Nairobi as the #1 destination in the world to visit in 2024. And there are many reasons why. First of all, Nairobi is a melting pot, not just for the country, but for the entire region. Here you can meet people from across the country, from different parts of the world. You may not know where you are, and it shakes you out of your parochialism. You learn to love variety and to love the diversity of the continent of Africa. God has blessed us with the gift of location. From Nairobi, you are in Dubai in 5 hours. You're in Schiphol in Amsterdam in 5 hours. You're in London in 5. You get to New York in 13. And I think Waziri Murkomen must help me understand, because you get to New York in 13, but coming back, it's around 11. And somebody told me it's because it's downhill. And so the pilot just presses the clutch and just glides down to Nairobi. This is the center of the world. And you can get to any destination from Nairobi in a very efficient way, thanks to what the President is doing at our Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. Secondly, Nairobi is the business hub of this part of the continent. Farms and entrepreneurs from everywhere in the region, Ethiopia, from Uganda, from Tanzania, from the Congo, meet here because Nairobi has a reach that other cities in the region can only envy. And so it's a virtuous cycle. Beautiful weather attracts entrepreneurs and the enterprise, and they thrive, building Nairobi's reputation and attracting yet more of the kind. I am constantly striving, Your Excellency, to make sure, we're really striving to make sure that we can continue to lead and we can hold our lead. We are competitive enough to want Nairobi to remain the most important city in this part of the world. And so I am delighted that JW Marriott has shown their faith in what we have to offer and have chosen us as the new home in this part of the world. Earlier on, somebody mentioned one country in the region that I will not name that is taking our place. And I want to tell them that is not happening. Nairobi is the go-to place. We're working on a lot of the physical infrastructure that is required for us to take advantage of that location, because it doesn't make sense then to be here in 5 hours and then get stuck for 4 hours in traffic. We're working with His Excellency the President, with the Cabinet Secretary, and both national and county governments to make sure that that efficiency is there for you in Nairobi. In return, I want to be clear. I and my administration understand that we must do our part to support business with the reliable public services and public trust that it needs to get on with things. That is why I can pledge to you, JW Marriott, and to all other investors coming into this beautiful city, the land of fresh waters, the city under the sun, that we will do our utmost to support you in that way. And that's why I can say that our doors will always be open to you. We are here to help. Your Excellency, the presidential suite in this building is on the 25th floor, and there are a few more floors above that. On Sunday, when I was with you and I mentioned that Nairobi, we can only go up, I saw a bit of hue and cry because people are concerned about the public infrastructure. I want to confirm and to clarify, leave alone 25 floors. Our development control guidelines, Your Excellency, and our zoning framework that we've taken to Assembly allows up to 75 floors in certain areas, and I'm glad that the concomitant infrastructure needed, which is the sewerage, which is the water, which is even traffic management, is coming in tow. We will make Nairobi work and take its rightful place as a jewel of this continent. For tonight, however, it remains only to thank all of those who have worked so long to bring this project to fruition, to celebrate you, and to reassure you that you have our full support. Your Excellency, there are not enough rooms for the kind of demand for conferencing in Nairobi and for conferencing in the region. Beyond being just the business hub, this is it's a global diplomatic hub. We have several UN agencies here, different multinationals based here. Just recently, Your Excellency, the UNICEF, we interacted with them. They want to set up one of their international headquarters in Nairobi to add on to what we have as UNEP, as well as the UNFPA. They're all coming to Nairobi. Your Excellency, you know very many ambassadors who had been posted to Nairobi, and after their tour of duty, they can't leave and they can't go away. The reason, and the President is more eloquent in explaining it, is because Kenya is home. The earliest fossils of mankind have been found in Kenya, in Turkana, the Turkana boy. And so when you come here and your blood flows better, and you sleep a bit lighter, and your burdens go down, it's because this is home. And so, Your Excellency, we thank you for lifting the visa restrictions of people coming to our country, Kenya. This is the only capital in the world where you can look at animals, wildlife in their natural, untouched, unspoiled habitat, and in the background, you see the skyline of a global capital. You can only get that in Nairobi. And that is why, Your Excellency, with your support, we are also building a convention center because there will not be enough. We're doing one in Bomas, Your Excellency, you are doing one in Bomas. Nairobi County Government is doing one right at the center of the city at what we call Green Park today, where because we gave access to the expressway, and thanks to Waziri Murkomen, right from your plane when you land, in 10 minutes, you will be in your hotel room, you can have conferencing there, you can come to the JW Marriott here, you can cross a bridge and play golf at the Railway Golf Club, come back, take a walk in Uhuru Park, which we intend to open this weekend, Your Excellency, and just enjoy the gem that you will not find anywhere else in the world. So welcome to Nairobi. Make this your home, and let's put more investment. Thank you for believing in Kenya, and thank you for believing in Nairobi. Asanteni sana.
Next, Your Excellency, allow me to call the Chairman, AVIC International Holding Corporation, Mr. Lai Wexen, to make his remarks. Welcome, sir.
尊敬的威廉·鲁托总统阁下，中国驻肯尼亚大使周平健阁下，各位部长以及各位嘉宾，晚上好。
Your Excellency President Dr. William Ruto, Your Excellency Ambassador Zhou Pingjian, Honorable Ministers and esteemed guests, good evening.
在这个星光灿烂的美丽夜晚，我们聚首一堂，共同庆祝内罗毕环球贸易中心项目全面运营启动暨 JW1 好酒店开业，共同见证中航国际与肯尼亚政府、社会各界深化合作，携手奋斗取得的丰硕成果，共同畅想展望更加美好的未来。
On this starlit, beautiful night, we gather here to celebrate the full operation launch of the Nairobi Global Trade Center project and the opening of the GW Marriott Hotel. Together, we witness the fruitful results of the cooperation and joint efforts between AVIC International, and the Kenya government and all sectors of society, and we dream of an even brighter future.
为此，我代表中航国际以及内罗毕环球贸易中心项目团队，向各位的到来表示我最热烈的欢迎和最诚挚的感谢。
On behalf of AVIC International and the Nairobi Global Trade Center project team, I extend our warmest welcome and most sincere thanks to everyone present here tonight.
中航国际在开发建设内罗毕 GTC 项目期间，得到总统阁下和肯尼亚政府、社会各界的关心和帮助，在此深表感谢。GTC 项目已为肯尼亚本地社区累计提供了4000多个就业岗位。在 GTC 项目开发建设期间，通过中航国际提供的技术转移和培训计划，培养了许多高素质建筑专业技术和管理人才，开启了众多的怀揣梦想的年轻人的职业生涯。GTC 项目开发建设期间，恰逢3年疫情，项目团队克服重重困难，全力保持项目不停工不歇业，为当地许多员工家庭提供了可靠的经济保障。
During the development and construction of the Nairobi GTC project, we received tremendous concern and assistance from His Excellency the President, the Kenya government, and all sectors of society, for which we are deeply grateful. The GTC project has provided over 4,000 job opportunities for the local community. Through the technology transfer and training programs provided by AVIC International, during the project development, we have cultivated many high-quality professionals in architectural technology and management, starting the professional careers of many ambitious youths. During the 3 years of the pandemic, our team overcame numerous challenges to ensure the projects did not harm, providing reliable economic support for many local employees' families.
GTC 项目已经成为肯尼亚乃至东非地区最优品质、最佳体验的集写字楼、酒店、高端公寓及商业为一体的综合建筑体。随着内罗毕被评为2024年世界最佳旅游城市， GTC 项目将成为促进全球文化交流与商务往来的新桥梁、新平台，会为内罗毕的经济发展和商业繁荣做出更大的贡献。内罗毕 JW 万豪酒店将为全球各地的游客和商务人士提供最优质的酒店服务，向世界展示内罗毕的活力与美好。
The GTC project has become the premier comprehensive architectural complex in Kenya and even the East African region, combining office space, hotels, high-end apartments, and commercial facilities with the highest quality and best experience. With Nairobi being named the world's best tourism city of 2024, the GTC project will serve as a new bridge and platform for global cultural exchange and business interactions, making a significant contribution to Nairobi's economic development and commercial prosperity. The JW Marriott Hotel Nairobi will offer top-quality hotel services to tourists and business people from around the world, showcasing the vibrancy and beauty of Nairobi.
在过去的30年里，中航国际与肯尼亚政府、社会各界携手并进，参与了包括内罗毕国际机场、职业教育项目以及卡努曼纽大坝等重大工程。展望未来，中航国际将继续深化与肯尼亚政府、社会各界的合作，实现多方共赢的新篇章。
Over the past 30 years, AVIC International has worked hand in hand with the Kenya government and all sectors of society on significant projects, including the Nairobi Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, Tibet projects, and the Karamanu Dam. Looking ahead, AVIC International will continue to deepen our cooperation with the Kenya government and all sectors of society, embarking on a new chapter of mutual benefit.
谢谢大家。
Thank you, everyone. Asante sana.
Soaring commercial center that houses hundreds of multinational corporations. At GTC, my most frequent encounters are not only with global elites, but also with global opportunities. GTC, an ultimate premium city complex in East Africa, boasts three-dimensional transportation network. Surrounded by world-class resources, it communicates with the world at zero distance. Occupying the emerging central business district of Nairobi, it lights up the mood of global elites. GTC, 4 business elements providing unprecedented entrepreneurial opportunities in East Africa.
Put our hands together one more time. Nairobi communicates to the world in zero distance. Wonderful. Next, I'd like to invite the Cabinet Secretary for Tourism and Wildlife, Dr. Alfred Mutua, to speak, and after that, he'll invite the Prime Cabinet Secretary. Why don't we give him a warm welcome? Welcome, sir.
Good evening, Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Prime Cabinet Secretary, His Excellency, the Ambassador, Governor of Nairobi, my colleagues who are here, Principal Secretaries, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. I want to say congratulations. You've made me a very happy man, because now we have another building, another hotel in our country that is of the standard that you are looking for. So congratulations, JW Marriott, and I want to assure you that you've come to the right place and you've made the right choice. Even as you settle, I'd like to point out several things. One is that we're looking at hotel ratings. I know we had a conversation talking about this being a 5-star hotel, but not yet, not yet. My team will come and we'll decide whether it's 5-star or maybe slightly more. Because we are looking at how we rate our hotels in our country, because we have to maintain a certain standard. What has been happening in the past is that people who are going out and rating hotels were using standards of the 1970s and 1980s. I have reviewed the standards, and so I want to tell all hoteliers that they'll not be surprised that some 5-star hotels will be downgraded and some 3-star hotels will be upgraded, but it will be in a fair system so that we can sell value to our people, because many visitors are coming to our country for many reasons and they want to get the right value for what they are paying for. The next thing is that we want to offer good value and a good feel when you come to Kenya. From the time you enter into our country, the stay and the time you leave, we want you to have that end-to-end quality life. And we are making sure, and I want to congratulate the Governor of Nairobi for the initiative that he's doing, and the other governors and things they're doing, so that we can be able to improve the quality of tourists and visitors coming to our country. When it comes to marketing, we all know that there's no other country that is as good as Kenya. And not just because I was born here, but I've been to many countries, I've lived in many countries. This is, I think we used to say, if there was a Garden of Eden, and there was a Garden of Eden, it must have been somewhere in Kenya, because it's a beautiful country. But we want to market it in a way and telling people that you can go to many countries in the world, you can have your bucket list, but you will not be complete unless in your lifetime you visit Kenya. So we'd like to bring people back here to come and see the wonders that are in this country of ours. This hotel will be ready and set for conferencing, because we want to expand on conferencing. The governor has talked about building a hotel. There are many conferences coming around, and it is an opportunity to make Kenya the Africa center for meetings and conferences, and we'll be able to pull that through. You know, Kenya is not just about Nairobi. There's a lot of beautiful land across here, and we want to work with you as we market, so that when they come here, you know, when some of us are in the hotel industry, I see a few hotel owners around here, some of us in the restaurant industry, and there's something called upselling. So somebody comes for a drink, they want a soda. So you don't sell them a soda, you tell them, you want a soda, do you want a piece of pie with that? Do you want something else? Upselling. So we'll be working with you to upsell Kenya. They come here for a conference, come to Nairobi, they go to many other places. I've been touring this country. I'm visiting all the 47 counties. I was in Samburu the other day, Kitui, Makueni, I was in Taveta yesterday. Today I was in Mombasa. Tomorrow I'm in Bungoma and Busia, talking to governors about raising the level of tourism and the value of their counties so that we can visit our country. There's so many things to see in this credo of humanity. Lastly, Your Excellency, I want to assure the industry that we want to work with you with training. As Cabinet, a decision was made that we are opening, with the guidance of the President, campuses of Utalii College, which is our premier training college of people in hospitality, the employees that you employ here. But as we do that, we want to work with the hotel sector so that whoever we employ is ready for plug and play, so that you don't have to go back and retrain the workers that come to you. So you can get them fresh from Utalii, from any of the campuses, and they can get in, go to the kitchen, go to the rooms, and work immediately as we work together. So I want to tell you that in Swahili we say, when I look at where we are going as a country, where we're going in tourism, mbele iko sawa. The future is bright. Welcome to Kenya. It is now my pleasure to welcome the Prime Cabinet Secretary. Please, karibu, and so that he can speak and invite His Excellency, the President. Let's give him a hand.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, my colleagues, ministers who are present here today, Your Excellency, the Ambassador of China, the Chair of AVIC, the leadership of J. Marriot, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I have no words. As we stand here, Your Excellency, it might be good to just recollect that the partnership that Kenya has built over the years with China is just about 60 years old. And therefore, it is of great significance that you are presiding over the inauguration of this masterpiece, architectural masterpiece, as we mark the 60 years of partnership with China. That is indeed a very befitting occasion to mark that long partnership. Secondly, Your Excellency, before I invite you here, when you look at what we have seen, there's one fundamental message that comes through: investor confidence. Your Excellency, you have been pursuing very vigorous diplomacy and setting the stage for even more investment. So I would like each of us to ponder that would an investor come forward and put the kind of billions that have been put here if they have no confidence in Kenya? So this is symbolism of a very strong mark of approval and the level of confidence that Kenya inspires. Finally, Your Excellency, let me just highlight that since Kenya became independent, one of the things that you have stood for and what Kenyans have stood for is that every 5 years, Kenyans have held democratic elections religiously in accordance with the Constitution. You may complain about the process. You may petition. You may even go to the Supreme Court. You may even do a bit of mandamano. But the fact of the matter is that Kenya has always held out the elections every 5 years. That is a big message of confidence of the democratic principles that Kenya stands for. And we are indeed happy that our leader, President William Ruto, has been at the forefront, not just in underpinning that aspect about Kenya, but also vigorously speaking for the African continent on very fundamental issues like climate change and reforms in different sectors. Ladies and gentlemen, can you be upstanding so that we can welcome His Excellency the President to address this gathering?
Thank you very much, Prime Cabinet Secretary. Please, let's take our seats. Asanteni sana. Prime Cabinet Secretary is present, the Governor of the great city of Nairobi, Ambassador of China present here, the leadership, Chairman of EVIC, our friends, and investors in this facility, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Hamjambo. I'm happy to join you this evening at this event and honored to preside over the official opening of a project which serves as an inspirational model for the strategic convergence of development policy and investor activity. Both the GTC and JW Marriott represent the immense positive impact of synergy between the public sectors and articulates the possibilities that can be unlocked by aligning private investment with a broader national development agenda. The Global Trade Center, which is part of this investment, developed by AVIC International Real Estate Kenya Limited, is a vast complex of amenities designed to promote global investment in Kenya and in our region. And I take pride in the confidence AVIC have shown in our country. I know this for a fact because on many occasions we've had to step in to help AVIC when they were doing this investment. There were many challenges, but I am amazed at the resolve of AVIC that even with the many challenges they faced, they moved on, and today we celebrate an iconic building and an iconic hotel facility. This is why it has been defined in our National Development Blueprint, the Kenya Vision 2030. The GTC has accordingly attracted a leading global hospitality brand, the iconic JW Marriott Hotel, to accelerate the transformation of Kenya's tourism, hospitality, meetings, incentives, and exhibitions. At a time when we have embarked on a fundamental repositioning of the sector in keeping with the imperatives of our plan. Part of the campaign I have sustained for the last 1 year is to give a different perspective of our country and our continent. Because for a long time, our country and continent have been defined by narratives informed by untruths or half-truths, myths, and things that are not true. For a very long time, our continent, our region, has been defined as the continent of trouble, disease, poverty, conflict, war. We are repositioning our country, repositioning our region and our continent as something different. It is a continent of possibilities, of immense potential, of great opportunities. That is what we are, not what others want to define us to be. And I am persuaded beyond doubt that today the narrative around our continent and our country has significantly changed. Tourism has been one of the country's highest sources of foreign exchange for decades, and its role in sustaining investment and employment cannot be overstated. In just this facility alone, we've been informed that about 500 Kenyans will be hired to serve in this facility. However, better recognizes that the full potential of this sector is yet to be actualized, and that significant investment, accompanied by facilitative strategic policy and regulatory interventions by government, is necessary for us to tap into the full potential of our tourism and hospitality sector. Consequently, the government of Kenya has developed and is championing quality tourism standards and implementing incentives to support the rapid improvement of standards through registration, licensing, and classification of all accommodation and catering facilities in our country. The contribution of accommodation and catering enterprises to our tourism is immense. And our interventions are part of a broader strategy to uplift its overall performance and capacity to drive our development agenda under the bottom-up economic transformation plan. By 2027, we intend, and I have given targets to Alfred and his team, we intend to receive 5 million tourists annually by 2027 on account of a diversified and competitive tourism product, which will include sports, culture, agricultural, medical tourism, as well as facilities like this. This immense and this increase must be supported by high-quality hospitality facilities, efficient connectivity, and a secure overall environment. Yesterday, I spent 6 hours with the private sector to discuss the competitiveness of our country and to work with them to eliminate hurdles, roadblocks, other impediments that make business slow in our country. I am very proud that after 6 hours of engagement, we had a roadmap with our private sector on how we are going to drive investment and entrepreneurship and creating an environment for us to leverage on our position as a country to take Kenya to the next level. The governor of Nairobi will confirm to you that I have been on phone with him several times on the facilities that we have in this city. He will confirm with you that, in fact, a week ago we had a meeting between the national government and the county government of Nairobi, because Nairobi is important as our capital city and as our center of activity. As national government, we're going to support the city of Nairobi, the county government of Nairobi, to make sure that Nairobi is appropriately positioned to be the anchor for our tourism, our investment, and our facilitation of other sectors of our economy. We have already begun to move resolutely in this direction. In 2022, earnings from inbound tourism rose from 353 billion, with bed occupancy rates rising by 27% to 6.4 million from 5 million. There is significant positive growth in both the number of tourist arrivals and domestic tourism activities, which demonstrate Kenya's popularity as a tourism destination. Last year, as Sakaja mentioned here, Lonely Planet billed Kenya as the best tourism destination to visit in 2024. And in that assessment, we beat Paris, we beat all the others, and we occupied position 1. We want, as our visitors come, they must find us hospitable, with adequate facilities, adequate connectivity, and a clean city. Sakaja, you are listening. And to aid in the numbers that we are looking up to, I did commit to the country that to facilitate visitors from around the globe, we are going to take the strategic decision to eliminate visa requirements for people visiting Kenya. I am very proud to say that, as I announced on the 12th of December, there is no longer any visa requirement by any country, by any visitor to visit Kenya, except to be vetted, to make sure that we keep the bad guys away. Otherwise, all other visitors. And for your information, the numbers are changing drastically. The numbers are changing drastically. While it took between a week and 2 weeks and sometimes 3 weeks to get a visa to come to Kenya, with our ETA facility, it now takes between 5 minutes and 7 minutes to complete all your filings. And we have now reduced the number of days. On average, some are approved instantly, others are approved within hours, many are approved within 3 days. So we are moving our country to be the country that is easy to travel to. Similarly, MICE has registered rapid expansion as more and more delegates flock to the country for events like the Kenya Business Forum, the Africa Climate Summit, the East Africa Tourism Expo, the Magical Kenya Travel Expo, the United Nations Habitat Assembly on Urban Development Agenda, and the United Nations Environment Assembly, among many other events and regional and global attractions. Kenya is going places. As the humanities' first home, we will be doing much more to interest people of all nations of the world to visit our country. And as I said, all of us should welcome them home whenever we have that opportunity. Welcome home is our call to all our brothers and sisters globally to connect with their origins. It is also a signal to investors to plug into our present and future need for adequate hospitality facilities of the highest standard. There is an opportunity for strong global brands to follow the example of JW Marriott, and invest here now because the future is looking promising, yet we are only getting started. Let me also confirm to us that we are concluding on building a huge facility, conferencing facility at the Bomas of Kenya, complete with a 1,200-bed hotel. We are responding because today in the city of Nairobi, every hotel is between 90% and 100% full in the city of Nairobi. It's never been this way. And so is the case in Mombasa and many other towns. For those of you who are investors, you can take it from me, there is an opportunity for the men and women, investors who want to invest in the hospitality industry, because our tourism numbers are growing, our visitor numbers are growing, and there is need for hospitality facilities complete with hotels like this for us to match the demand. I congratulate JW Marriott on this successful, highly appropriate and strategic investment. And I want to commit that the government of Kenya is going to work with you as you explore other possibilities of other facilities in Kenya. And whenever you need the support of the government of Kenya, we will always be present. The Ministry of Tourism will take lead on making sure that we'll hold your hand in making sure that you can do the investment that you're looking forward to. I am certain that this particular project will quickly become a jewel in the ground of your portfolios, and wish you success as you serve guests from Kenya, from our region, from our continent, and from all over the world with exemplary hospitality that is the signature of JW Marriott. And to ask all of us, and I like what all the leaders have talked here, that we are a viciously democratic country. We defend, we protect our democratic space as the people of Kenya. And because of our democracy, we can proudly stand out and say your investment is safe in Kenya. Because it doesn't matter who is in power, Kenya will be safe always. Because we believe in democracy, and we believe that there is opportunity for everybody, and we are working around the clock to make sure that we provide the environment necessary for us to attract investment, to grow our opportunities for investment, and to stabilize those who are already investing in Kenya. With these many remarks, JW Marriott Nairobi is officially opened.
A wonderful round of applause for His Excellency. And with your permission, Your Excellency, allow for a photo opportunity. If we can just do it right here on stage. So I'll invite EVIC GTC team first. And that's Mr. Lai, Mr. Gao, Zong, Mr. Lee, Mr. Gong, Mr. Ma, and the Chinese ambassador. If we can kindly just come on stage. Yes. And the next photograph is going to be the JW Marriott team. So just get ready. Thank you. If I can now ask the JW Marriott team, the GTC team, we can step down, J Marriott team to come in for the second photo. Then after that, I'm going to invite the Prime Cabinet Secretary, the CS, the Governor, all CS is present and PS is present to join in this picture. All right, let me invite the Prime Cabinet Secretary, the CSs, please remain on the picture, kindly. Still on the picture, yes, please. And the EVIC GTC team as well. We can use the stairs in case we are too many, in case we are too wide. Can I maybe request Your Excellency, we have our team step forward because it's too wide. Yes, yes, please, Your Excellency. Just to the bottom of the stair, right there. Then another team at the back. Yes, that's it. Thank you, Your Excellency. And that brings us to the end of this particular session. We'll now remain where we are and allow His Excellency to leave at his own pleasure. At this point, allow me to also invite Caroline Mutoko to take over the rest of the program. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you so much.
Okay, now tell me, June takes over from here? June takes over from here? Who's your entertainment from here? June. She is June, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you ever so much for taking us through the first part of the program. And now the next part of